A mere 4 days and 1 hour from the kickoff of the 2021 NFL season. That is all. This is the main event. Gentlemen, it is on. It is
game week
time. Finally time.
Since February, we've been waiting for football to come back, and here it is.
So thirsty for football.
Pat, that was kind of creepy, man. All right, hey, listen, before we get into it,
on his body.
I got to put a reminder out. About a year ago, this crew did a short on us preparing for the 2020 NFL season.
We were.
You're going to want to go check that out.
We were out. I'm going
to put the link like rightish here, and you can just click that. Go check out the show. It's pretty funny. We smashed a TV. You want to watch it just for that.
Hey, Chief. That
was Coach Muckenfoose's debut with the main event. It was so much fun.
Hey, Chief, we smashed something else today. Which one do you think was more expensive? Did you copy that?
Which was more, so? I mean, well, so the TV was free, and so I think the light was definitely more expensive.
But it was a used TV, probably valued at what? I don't know, $200.
Yeah, it's probably $200. You know, the headlights
today,
were, and the what?
And the thing today that we smashed was probably
$350.
Yeah,
$350.
So there you go. So that's.
So what did you? All right. So first of all, I think you guys get nominated for an ESPY for that
Yes,
bit?
but due to COVID, we refused to go to the New York.
Yeah, we declined.
All right. So check it out. It's but what did you smash?
We can't tell you. It's upcoming.
Oh, okay. That's how I was just looking for the plug.
Hopefully,
this
week.
Look for an upcoming short or two. Upcoming short or two. We're after a brief break. We're about to roll a couple off.
Yes, sir. Yeah, this one may kick off a new series of videos that I like to call Chief's Chores.
Yes.
Hey, I like Chief's Chores as long as we're coming over to my house to do some of Chief's Chores.
Right. But here's the thing: if you're out there,
put that one together too. That's another one. I forgot about that one.
Go ahead, Pooh Bear.
No, I was just saying there's another one that I have. I think I have all the video for it. I just got to put it together. That's something we could do too. All right, what you got, TSG?
Right. No, just for our fans out there, if you're a car guy, and you like to do your own work on your car or do man event type stuff, tune in.
All right, listen, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this Thursday, the defending Super Bowl champions, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, start their title defense against the Dallas Cowboys. Chief, what's on tap?
No, I think kickoff is 8:15 or something like that. But we are going to kick off at my place, a lot earlier, probably 6:30 or something like that. So I am super excited for this game. For a lot of reasons. I mean, obviously our entire team's coming back, and that final preseason game we would look really, really good. But another reason that I'm pretty excited about this is because Dallas doesn't look good. Dallas has all kinds of problems. They've got problems on their defensive line. They've got problems with their secondary. And I'm going to tell you what, we are the wrong team that if you're the Dallas Cowboys that you want to be playing if your secondary isn't up to snuff. So I really think that, Thursday night should be a good night for Tampa fans, not such a great night for Cowboys fans. I will say this with a word of caution, though. Mike McCarthy is a very good football coach. And, I expect that the Cowboys are going to show up Thursday night to play. I just think they're going to come up a little bit short.
Okay, so when I was asking what's on tap,
you were talking about food?
I meant to eat.
We covered – oh, my gosh. Dude, we covered the menu last week. We want to cover the menu again?
I thought the same thing.
I haven't had carbs for like 5 weeks.
Yeah, we're going to fix that. We're going to fix that on Thursday night. Don't you worry, man. We got carbs in bowls. We got carbs in glasses. We have carbs on a plate. We got carbs any way you want them. So it's going to be all right.
So you did a deep dive on Dallas a little bit there. I started thinking about earlier this week when they released DiNucci, the backup quarterback, that is kind of putting – actually, they released 2 backup quarterbacks. I can't remember the other one's name. That is putting a lot of pressure on Dak Prescott, who is coming off a horrifying injury, that leg injury. That appears to be all healed up. But now, according to the video in Hard Knocks and some of the preseason stuff, he's having throwing shoulder problems. So I don't know what kind of value he has to add to their team right now. He is definitely an unknown quantity, or his abilities are unknown. Zeke Elliott has been declining every year since his rookie season. He has never gotten back to that type of form, whatever it may be, because the offensive line, because Dak, who knows. But his statistics have gotten worse each and every year. I don't know what Dallas is going to do against the Buccaneers. I don't think it's going to look very pretty, in my opinion.
Well, and Zack Martin, the starting right guard, is going to be out for the first game due to COVID. He just tested positive. Article came out.
Has he met Shaq Barrett or JPP? Have you met either of those guys?
Listen, I think we all saw in the Super Bowl what happens when, your starting guard doesn't start.
Yeah.
Quarterback runs for his life.
And this could be pretty interesting.
So Dallas did pick up a quarterback this week. They picked up Will Grier, who University of Florida guy.
West Virginia guy.
Yeah, he knows the Buccaneers. He played at Carolina.
He played at Plant, I believe. Will Grier did. Did he not?
Yeah, he did play at Plant here in Tampa. That's his high school. Yeah.
But he's been with the Panthers for a little bit here.
He's been with the Panthers. He knows Tampa Bay. He knows Tampa. We play. Obviously we play him twice a year. And he's a quality backup. That's what he is. So they're not without a quarterback if Dak can't play on Thursday.
Well, let's see him.
Him being a Florida Gator,
we got fan of Will Grier.
Yeah, he was a Florida Gator, and he was a solid QB, man. He was very good. Things changed when he started to play for us.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, he got into some sort of trouble with PEDs, or maybe it wasn't PEDs, but it was some sort of illegal substance. Like but he was having a Heisman Trophy season, or was a Heisman Trophy hopeful at the time, and then goes on to West Virginia, where he tore it up at West Virginia. Yeah. So,
hey, and if anybody can turn a backup quarterback into an all-star, it's the Buccaneers. We have a habit of doing that. So,
you're right. You're right about that, Chief.
So
you're right about that. Hey, if you're a rookie and you come into Tampa, you leave Tampa as the forever starting quarterback.
And you only have to go back to the playoff game against the Washington football team with Tyler Heineke. We're not talking, your history 5 years ago. This was as recent as 3 games ago.
Yeah, and that guy is not going to be the starting quarterback for the Washington football team. I believe your boy Fitzmagic.
Yes, he is.
Is the starting quarterback for the Washington football team
for at least 3 games.
I don't know. I love to watch that guy. All right, so So who else has got something? Pooh Bear, what do you think about Thursday night? What can we expect to see? I'd like to hear what you expect to see out of the defense.
I'm hoping the defense picks right up where they left off in February at Super Bowl. The defensive backs were playing out of their minds. They earned the nickname Grave Diggers. They didn't really show anything in preseason to make you think differently. They had several picks, especially in that last preseason game. even if it was by players that ended up not making the team. They had a couple they released that made those picks. But, they're going to play fast. They're going to play loose, more experience. I'm definitely looking forward to the front seven to doing some damage. Again, they earned their paycheck. We had the franchise player with Shaq Barrett. He's coming in. JPP is hell-bent on coming back from his knee injury. He feels like he's the best he's ever played, according to his Instagram account. Vita Vea is going to be here, hopefully for a full season without any leg injuries. Very excited to see what they can do. I'm excited to see what Joe Tryon, Salt Shaker, whatever his third name is, see him get in there. Let's go, man. I am ready. I'm ready to cheer for the Buccaneers, and I'm ready to eat some banana pudding. Chief asked me earlier today. He said, "What time you want to get started on Thursday?" I said, "I get off work at 3:30. You tell me."
Woo, I don't. When Chief just said we're going to start around 6:30, I had to look at my calendar real quick and see if I was going to make it back from being in town that early, or being out of town that early. And I've had a long run here of travel, but so TSG, I know your favorite side of the ball. So talk to us a little bit about what you expect out of special teams.
So,
Wow.
it's the disrespect on this show.
I'm messing.
Goes so far. So you know what? I will talk about special teams, and which will link to offense, and that's Darden.
Yeah,
Jalen Darden makes the team, and Mickens gets cut. Mickens was the special teams kick returner last year, and Jalen Darden takes that spot. He was one of our draft picks from this year, and he gets the last receiver spot. So we're going to see him. He's extremely fast. He had a great preseason, and Mickens will probably be on the practice squad, so I don't see him going anywhere.
He resigned the practice squad.
Yep. And so Mike Evans also is restructuring his deal so that their cap space of only like $270,000, they probably need a little more than that in case they need to make a move during the season or something. But Mike Evans is doing the old Tom Brady thing and kind of being unselfish and giving back a little, and so that way they can continue to win and have good players. And I really respect that. What do you think, guys?
So I think everything you said there is absolutely true. I think the thing that we all can't wait to see is how is this offense going to perform? The last 8 games of last year, they were absolutely fantastic. Their weapons are deep. And knock on wood, I mean, even if somebody were to get hurt or be out a couple of weeks, I think they're deep at tight end. They're deep at wide receiver. They're deep at running back. I've got a question. Let's chat this a little bit. We didn't talk about this, but who do you think leads the team in rushing at the end of the day? Who leads the team in rushing?
At the end of the season or at the end of Thursday?
At the end of the season.
I have an opinion on this, but I'll wait for somebody else to go. No, go ahead. You guys, Chief? No? Okay.
Jones is coming in as the starting running back. So I'm gonna go with Jones. I think Jones is, it's a stable of really good running backs back there, and I think he's gonna get the majority of the carries, which should just translate in the majority of the yards. He's not going to be the most productive running back that we have, though. I think that we're going to see Fournette out of the backfield, catching balls, and that is where the Tampa Bay running backs are more dangerous than they are running the ball.
Okay, wow. So you're going to go with all-purpose yards, not just running the ball.
No, I'm just going to say, you're going with running the ball, but I'm just saying, I think, you can make a case almost any one of these guys, but I think we're going to see, guys like Fournette are going to be third down backs. Jones is going to be, first and second down back. He's going to get the majority of the actual runs, but Fournette could get a lot of yards because he's going to get, yards after the catch.
He's going to get the cleanup yards in the third and the fourth quarter.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
So I agree with Chief with regard to Jones. I do believe Jones is going to be the dominant back. He's going to have the most yards. I disagree just a little bit with the Fournette deal, and that is I think Giovanni Bernard is going to get a lot more of the third down pass catching. That's what he does. He's a specialist. That's why they brought him in, and I think that Tom Brady's going to lean on him for that. And then I do agree that Fournette is going to be the cleanup guy, goal line guy, And I do think that they sometimes like to do a tale of two halves with these running backs and show these teams different things. So, here's a big dose of Ronald Jones, and then, boom, here comes Fournette. How about that?
Yeah.
And it just throws teams off because now at halftime when they make their preparation for Jones, they got to deal with Leonard Fournette, and they don't have time to really go and talk about it, prepare for it. And I think that's gonna pay big dividends.
Okay. So the other question then is this. You got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and AB. Who leads this team in receiving at the end of the season?
I'm going to say AB probably has the most catches, but Evans will have the most yards.
Okay.
Oh, I don't think it's going to be Godwin. Godwin will have the most yards, may have the most catches, but hey, hold on. There you go, Godwin. Good job. So before we get off the Buccaneers, I want to make sure that we give a shout out to the unsung heroes of this team, okay? I'm talking about the offensive linemen. Nobody ever gives these guys credit. You can't run the football without offensive linemen. You can't pass the ball without offensive linemen, blocking. We got Jensen in there starting off with center. We got Marpet. We've got Kappa. We've got Donovan. Help me out. Donovan Smith. Thank you. And Tristan Wirfs, I believe he's going to play with a chip on his shoulder. He should have been in the Pro Bowl as a rookie last year.
You're not wrong about
by a lot
that.
of people. And I expect to see him absolutely pancake some guys this year.
Hey, speaking of offensive linemen, giving them some love as a big guy, I was watching Wisconsin Penn State yesterday, and Wisconsin's got a tackle who I think is 6'7", 350 pounds. He was doing box jumps on, I don't even remember how high it was. It was high. But instead of doing a normal box jump up onto the pads, he was one leg on the pads in front, one leg on the pads in back. He was doing a split. It was on his Instagram account. They were showing it during the game. It was absolutely amazing to see any human do it. I mean, this was Cirque du Soleil stuff, and he's 6'7", 350 pounds. He's taller and fatter than me. Not that.
Wow.
And that's pretty big.
That's pretty big. All right, so here's my last Bucks question, and then we'll move on to some other things. Who do you think leads in passing yards for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Well,
I'm just kidding.
I'm not even going to go there because that's bad juju.
All right, Pooh Bear, I got to know this week.
100%.
Pat, he decided not to speak. He's just putting up signs.
Well, I mean,
just jump in, raise your hand, something.
We don't have like a light or a button or nothing,
That says
you other guys, shut up for a second. They're fully vaccinated. Don't talk about
Pooh Bear, listen to me.
Talk to me. Hit me.
This week we see Cam Newton cut from the New England Patriots. Surprised or not surprised?
I was a little surprised, I guess. But when it came down to it and his stance on vaccinations and the ability of what can you do for me lately, that we all knew this was coming. And they said the union, the players union is saying that, this is not good, but coaches were saying, hey, I cut him because he wasn't vaccinated. It's going to hurt my team.
Well, we saw the head coach from Jacksonville say that this week, that they made decisions based on who was or who was not vaccinated.
Well, and they also both walked that back because Belichick kind of said it. And they
I bet you do walk that back when the NFL's knocking on your door.
Correct. So, but my point is, that's going to be a in your mind as a person that's making decisions. I've got this person that can help me and this person that can help me. Both of them are kind of equal. This guy's not vaccinated. If he gets caught or what, he's not going to be on the team. He's going to be suspended or fined. I've got no use for him. Adios.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, during the preseason, didn't Cam have a violation of COVID protocol too?
He missed a test. So being that he's not unvaccinated, or being that he is unvaccinated, he was required to take more frequent tests. So he was scheduled for a test and missed it. Well, that causes you to go into the COVID protocol and be put on this 3-day whatever list. That's what happened. He missed a start. Mac Jones comes out, lights it up. I think it was against the Philadelphia Eagles. Performs great, and I think that sealed Cam's fate.
All right, TSG, my question for you is, does Cam get picked up somewhere?
Probably. I would imagine maybe he gets vaccinated. You know what? Maybe not. His days now might be TV. I've heard that from a couple of pundits, and he probably has done his last snap. He doesn't seem to have the desire either. You don't hear much out of him. He says, "Don't feel sorry for me. I'll be fine." I think he's I don't know, man. It doesn't seem like he's really charged to play. Well, I don't know him, but
he tweeted later in the week that when the starting quarterback list came out, he said, "There's no way they're all 30 better than me." I don't know if he tweeted it or retweeted it, but he put it out there. So that shows he feels he deserves a starting role, and that's probably going to be his hang-up. No one's going to.
Chief, I feel you've got something to say about this.
He loves.
I see you waiting.
Hey, Chief, I recommend holding up a sign. Just do this. It works.
Trying to be patient here. So look, this is not the first time we've seen this from Belichick. He took his playbook right out of Cortez's playbook when Cortez came to the New World and he burned his ships. Okay, this is exactly what Belichick did when Tom Brady took over as quarterback in New England. He shipped Drew Bledsoe out. That way he doesn't have a quarterback controversy. He's doing the exact same thing he's doing with Cam Newton because he knows Mac Jones is going to struggle. It's just the way it is. You come in as a new guy into the NFL, whatever position it is, unless you're Tristan Wirfs, you're going to struggle just a little bit, okay? So he doesn't want to have a quarterback controversy. Number one, he needs his quarterback to have the confidence to know that, you're the guy. Number two, he just doesn't want to hear from the fans. So he's going to go ahead and get rid of the guy who can cause the distraction, and that's Cam Newton. So we've seen it before from Belichick. I am a little bit surprised because I thought Belichick was probably a little more versed to know that, Mac Jones is going to have a really rough, freshman year. The NFL is just so much faster, so much more complicated, than college is. So,
but he won a Super Bowl with a brand new quarterback in Tom Brady.
He did,
and he feels like he can do it. He does. He feels like he can get him by the end of the season. I think he feels like he can get him prepared. Now, yeah,
Chief, I think there's some merit in what you say, right? And part of that is, listen, if Cam's not the quarterback of your future, right, and you've already resigned to the fact that, hey, we're an 8-8 team this year, we probably missed the play, whatever it is, why not throw your guy out there, get Cam Newton out of his head, let him know, hey, you're our guy, and see what he can actually do and let the hoodie coach him up.
Well, there's a lot of merit in what both you're saying because we saw it last year, actually in two different cities where we saw Tua Tagovailoa being brought in and out with
Fitzmagic,
with Fitzpatrick, and a lot of people think that got into his head and caused him to play poorly. Now that he's gone, we'll see what happens a full year with him down there. But the same thing in Philadelphia. You had Jalen Hurts and Carson Wentz coming in and out and going back and forth. There's a lot of truth in what you guys are saying about these young quarterbacks having to look over the shoulder and wondering if they're going to be pulled out this play or not. So it could be a genius move by Belichick.
Could be.
So who's most likely to pick up Cam?
I honestly thought it would be a team like the Cowboys because of their uncertainty with Dak Prescott.
Okay, so you're saying somebody will pick him up to play a backup role?
We probably may not see it until next week. There's going to be some injuries that come in this week,
right? I was going to say,
or someone's going to poop on themselves, and to where we can't play that guy anymore, and you're going to see Cam probably get picked up, or he could sit out and do TV like a lot of people are saying. I mean, that's all of it's possible as I can look in the crystal ball.
All right, let's have a little – go ahead, TSG.
No, I just think what Pooh said is the main thing is if there's an injury in the league, which there probably will be, and there's a big need, that's when he gets his best shot. Whether he takes it or not, I don't know. If they take a chance on him with the COVID stuff, so I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah. So let's have a little bit of fun before we talk more seriousness about the upcoming football season. Pooh Bear, let's move our segment here to fantasy football.
Ooh. Hang on, I got to there.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Hey, that wizard hat.
Where can I get one of those, man?
It was digitally added.
Hey, listen, I'm in the happiest place on earth, TSG. I'll see if I can't find one. You know. So let's talk just Survivor football real quick. And Pooh Bear, while we're chatting a little bit, you were busy getting your AC fixed, so we're going to surprise you a little bit.
Not
but
fixed,
what looked at? Okay.
No.
But after 5 weeks, man, I'm about to come over there and put some duct tape on it myself. So we talked about we would reveal on the show who we were picking this week in Survivor football. Okay. So, but while we're talking about that, though, can you just put the link to our Survivor Football League in the comments? You basically have until when? Like Wednesday or Thursday to sign up for our league?
Yeah, it should close Thursday morning, but it is active. The link is in the description below this video, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube.
Okay.
They're both there. And if not, just log into Yahoo and search for the main event. Super easy to play. It's free, costs you nothing. You could potentially win you a swag bag full of main event stuff. It's really simple. All you do is you pick one team a week, and if your team wins and carries on, then you get to pick another team the next week. That next week, you cannot pick the teams that you've picked previously. You have to pick a new team each week to be victorious, and as long as you do, you will continue to win until everyone else is out.
So, first week of Survivor football. Chief, what's your pick? Who you got?
Okay, so I think the first week of Survivor football is a total trap week.
Yep,
you just don't know. Some teams are going to come in overconfident because they played great last year. Some teams that played poorly last year have a chip on their shoulder. They may do well. I don't. So it's a toss up. So I'm going to go with the San Francisco 49ers over the Detroit Lions. I think that's a safe bet. The Detroit Lions have a new head coach this year. They were bad last year. The 49ers didn't live up to expectations last year. So I think they may have a little chip on their shoulder. And so I think, a potentially really good team playing against a team that could be really bad, I'm going to go with the 49ers.
Just who plays quarterback for the Detroit Lions?
Jared Goff.
What's his name-o?
Nope, Jared Goff.
Oh, it is Goff. It is.
So you're there, okay. So and then to your point, what's his name? Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be the starting quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers.
Yep.
Dude, I think that's a risky pick.
Yeah,
I do too.
Okay,
I think that game. In fact, I'm going to go out on a limb and tell you that game's a toss-up.
Okay.
Listen, I'm reviewing the games right now, and most of these are toss-ups. There are no gimme games.
Yes, it is. You're definitely right. TSG, you got any skin in the game?
On the first week, I mean, what you got to do is, because you just don't know what these teams look like, you got to go with a surefire, and Kansas City that's a good one to go out of the gate with because you're likely to win, and and then you can kind of get a gauge on the other teams for beyond that.
Man, that's a little early in the season to use the Kansas City card.
And Kansas City's at home against the Browns.
Hey, if you don't make it past the first week, you're out.
Yeah, but Pooh Bear, am I not wrong? And you can only pick that Kansas City one time.
That's fine, but at least we don't know anything about these teams really that much. So
not really.
You're going to take a risk taking other.
And to elaborate on that a little bit, the teams that were playoff teams last year, let's take the Saints, right? They had Drew Brees, playoff team, traditionally a strong team to come out with. Well, they lost Drew Brees. They're starting Jameis Winston. What do you do? Mm-hmm. The Green Bay Packers, another playoff team. They were in the NFC Championship game against the Buccaneers. Aaron Rodgers had the most tumultuous offseason ever in the history of starting quarterbacks.
Right.
What do you do there? You've got several rookie quarterbacks starting. You have the Texans. We don't know who they're playing with. They're playing against the Jaguars, but there's just so much unknown, especially in this first week.
Yep, that's why the Kansas City Chiefs are just such a good team. They're so talented, and they're out for blood. I mean, they are out for blood after that loss in the Super Bowl. These boys are motivated. And that's why I think your best week is to use a surefire one until you figure some of these teams out.
B-Love, who do you pick? What's your pick?
I'm going Panthers over the Jets.
Wow. Sam
What's
Darnold. You going with Sam Darnold?
No.
I'm
They
going
have a new
against
quarterback.
the Jets.
Yeah, Sam Darnold.
Sam
Darnold.
Darnold.
He's playing for Carolina,
I'm going
right?
with Christian McCaffrey.
Okay. All right. I like where you're
I'm
going there.
hitching my horse to that wagon.
Listen,
I'm looking to just get a W in week 1, and I don't think that blowing the Panthers in week 1 is a big deal.
Okay.
Here's the problem. They don't have any tape really on the new quarterback for the Jets. They're saying he's pretty legit.
Zach Wilson.
He's gonna be
But here's the thing, and here's what makes B-Love's pick somewhat sane. The Jets were, I think, the 3rd overall pick in the draft, meaning they had an absolutely awful record last season in order to get Zach Wilson. So there's not a whole lot of flaw in what he's saying, other than the fact that the Panthers also have a new quarterback with Sam Darnold coming over from the Jets, right? So a lot was not Sam Darnold, Carson Wentz. No, they got
No,
Darnold.
They got
Carson
Darnold.
Wentz is in Indianapolis.
Thank you very, and he's hurt. Thank you very much. Okay.
Yeah.
I knew it was one of the booms or the busts. Anyway, there's not a lot wrong with what he said, other than the fact they've got 2 brand new quarterbacks essentially. Very interesting.
Don't hate, Pooh Bear. What you got?
I'm gonna have to also. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna go with the Bills over the Steelers. I think the Steelers are also.
Wow, you're gonna run the Bills out early too.
Well, my other choice was the Buccaneers. I was gonna put my money where my mouth is and say Buccaneers beat the Cowboys. But I don't like spending that chip a little early in the season. So I'm gonna go with the Bills versus the Steelers. The Steelers are also a team in turmoil. Ben Roethlisberger is just really old, and the Bills have a tremendous defense. Again, an AFC Championship contending team last year. The Bills didn't lose a lot of players either. A lot like the Buccaneers, they just built got a little stronger. I like the Bills a lot.
Okay.
It's gonna be so funny if all you guys are out and I'm the only one left.
Hey, listen, as Pooh Bear said,
we're all out. And
as Pooh Bear said, there is still time for you to join this league. The winner of this league gets a swag bag full of Man Event gear. You might even get an opportunity to be a guest on this live show.
Yeah, SB nominated show.
With that right there, that's SB nominated.
And look what I got over here. I got like stuffed animals over here. The kid makes sure to leave behind.
Can they crawl?
Yeah, that was pretty funny. All right, so let's talk a little bit more fantasy football. We'll move out of the Survivor League, but outside of TSG, the rest of us have been in a fantasy football league together for, by the way, I looked this up as we were doing our draft the other night, 18 years.
Solid.
That's a solid fantasy football league.
Solid run.
How many winners?
All right.
You would have thought I would have won a championship in all that time.
You've never won the league?
I have.
Pooh Bear,
I have. It was a joke. Calm down.
Oh, okay.
Oh, man.
All right. So, Chief.
Yes.
What was your draft grade?
My draft grade was highest I've ever received. I have a solid D-, which is good for me today. It was also good for me in high school.
Your draft grade was a D-?
No, B. B as in basketball.
B. Okay.
Yes.
B. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. For those,
what about
T to the B.
For those you don't know, after you draft, Yahoo reviews your roster, your picks, and then gives you a grade of how well they thought you did. And I got a C- on mine after securing both running back for the Titans, Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley and Russell Wilson. Those are my top 3 picks, and they gave me a C. I'm like, really? Those are 3 pretty good picks.
Listen, I don't. I think I got a C- or a C+. I don't remember, but here's the thing. About that auto draft. there was one year that I wasn't able to make the live draft, and it auto drafted for me. And of course, they gave me an A, right? Because they drafted out. They chose right. I also won the league that year. Maybe there's something to be said for auto draft. I don't know.
Well, Jim in our league wasn't aware of the draft. He was out of town, and we didn't prompt him or remind him. He didn't log in to see anyway. So he auto drafted, and he had the first overall pick. His grade was an A+, I believe. Yahoo says he had the best draft ever. And I was texting with him this morning saying, "Hey, listen, you go check your team. You got a pretty good squad." And he's like, "Well, we'll see how I do." I'm like, "Bro, you're probably going to do pretty good because they picked for you."
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm telling you that the year that I auto drafted, I got an A+.
Yep.
Pooh, remember the year that we were trying to get online and we were running around town looking for an internet spot? I mean, when Wi-Fi rose. So the first 3 picks were auto drafted for me till we could get on, and they were all receivers. It was terrible. It did not work for me. Auto draft was brutal.
Well, I'll tell you, one year Pooh Bear and I were at Buffalo Wild Wings having some wings with Javi. And that's a great story, by the way, we should tell sometime. But on accident, I had selected the wrong quarterback. Like there was quarterbacks in the draft that had the same last name, and I selected the wrong one. And Pooh Bear is the commissioner of draft. He paused the draft, deleted my draft, and started over. And everybody was like, "What just happened? What just happened?"
They were so up in arms. They were up in arms.
Oh man,
it was so funny to hear everybody complaining about that.
Yeah, that's funny. So listen, one of the traditions we started near the end of last season was every week we picked 3 games here on the Man Event. And the 4 guys here, Pooh Bear, B-Love, TSG, the Chief, we give our picks, and then we grade our picks the following week, and the loser has to do something that's shameful. We need to think of something good for that this year.
You don't want to stick with the wig of shame?
I feel like the wig of shame belongs to TSG. Like he owns it like a trophy.
He does own the wig of shame.
I feel the same way.
I'm not bringing it back, so...
So we'll need something different, maybe a funny hat, or we'll come up with something. We'll discuss it off air. And
yeah. All right. So first game up. Let's go. First game up. First game up is the Chief said this is the battle of like the bads.
Battle of the bads.
Battle of the bads. And that is the Jags and the Texans. TSG. What you got?
I'm going with Jags.
Okay.
Texans are in disarray.
Yeah, and the Jags aren't.
No, they have new man in charge. Everyone's locked in.
Yeah, they got a new tight end. Oh wait, no, they cut him.
No, they cut him. So, look, we know the Texans are bad. We actually don't know that Jacksonville's going to be bad. I'm going to go ahead and put my money on the Jaguars for the win. It's just a guess, you know. I mean, these 2 teams are terrible.
They are bad.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Texans.
Okay.
1, to be a little different. 2, because I do believe Tyrod Taylor is a quality starting quarterback, and they still do have some weapons there, albeit not what they used to be with Denard Hopkins and Adrian Foster and all the other great Texans that used to be there. But you know, I think they're going to find a way to win with Tyrod Taylor. I think he's a difference maker, especially against a rookie quarterback with Jared Lawrence. I think he's going to probably throw 4 interceptions.
All right, so I'm going to go against you with that one, Pooh Bear. I am going to go with Jared Lawrence. I think she's going to have an amazing game. And so I'm going with the Jags. I don't think we're going to see any Minshew in this game. I think your boy Lawrence, I think she's going to kill it.
Minshew was traded, by the way.
Oh, he was? Where was he traded to?
I can't remember. Yeah, it didn't really matter. All right.
So they burned,
they
burned the
Raiders.
ships. They burned the ships too then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Second game up. The Seattle Seahawks versus the Indianapolis Colts. Chief, I'm going to let you go first on this one. What do you got?
Oh man, I'm going to go Colts. I think they're a good football team, and I'm just going to go Colts. The offensive line of Seattle, it didn't really hold up well last year. I didn't see them do a whole lot to shore it up this year. So let's go Colts.
Just out of curiosity, who plays quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts?
I don't know anymore. They
Yeah, you picked them against Russell Wilson.
Yeah, Russell Wilson's one man. Let's see what happens, So
okay, all right. TSG, what you got?
Colts.
Okay, wow.
I'm going with the Colts. Wentz is back from the COVID protocol. He'll be starting.
He's back. I thought he had an ankle injury.
He's back.
Okay.
And he's back with the old coach that he had that great year with in Philly.
Okay. So before I let Pooh Bear go, I'm going to go ahead and jump in, and I'm going to call the Seattle Seahawks over the Indianapolis Colts. By the way, if you're in the Survivor League, I think that's also a good pick.
Really? Yep. Indianapolis has a very good defense, ladies and gentlemen. Mm-hmm. If you haven't been paying attention, and I don't think they're going to Seattle's going to have what's got to get past the Indianapolis defense. So I'm going Colts as well.
Okay.
I think their defense wins the day.
Pooh with the Colts. By the way, who's writing this down?
I got it. Oh, he's got two.
Oh, look at that. We got two. I got it. All right. And here is the last game. Is we're going to go Packers, the Green Bay Packers versus the New Orleans Saints. This game is on location in Jacksonville. And Chief, I know you got a little something to say about it.
Okay. So we know that New Orleans, they just don't have power. They got destroyed by Ida. And so they had to move the game to another stadium. And it was their choice. It was the Saints' choice on where they go. Houston, by the way, is the closest stadium to New Orleans. And they chose not to go there. And I believe this is some strategery here going on with New Orleans. And I'll tell you what I mean, okay? Because Houston, really nice stadium, indoors, air-conditioned. The next closest stadium to them is going to be Atlanta. Also, indoors, air-conditioned, brand new stadium, really nice. After that, straight down I-10 is Jacksonville. By the way, their stadium is almost identical to ours. Also, a really pretty good stadium. It's an outdoor stadium, though. The high in Green Bay today, 73 degrees. The low, 53 or 51. You got big boys who have been practicing in cool temperatures that don't belong in the heat, that thought they were going to play in the Superdome at 4 o'clock, and they're not. They're going to play in Florida on first full Sunday in September. It is going to be hot, and I think they chose that on purpose.
Hey, by the way, 4 o'clock is just as hot as 1 o'clock in Florida.
Hotter at times.
Maybe hotter.
Hotter at times. And
so
I believe that.
No,
I haven't made my pick. I'm still ranting here.
Sorry.
So.
I was going to help you with your rant a little bit.
Oh man! So I'll make my pick, and then it's all yours. So obviously, I'm gonna go. It hurts me to say that the Jameis Winston Saints are gonna beat the Green Bay Packers. Pooh Bear, it's all yours.
So both Houston and Atlanta play home games that day. So I'm not sure how much of a choice they had in either of those stadiums with those teams being home. But
how's that helping my rant?
I was going to say, how was that helping them?
Well, I was trying to help him before we got going too much. I'm like, wait a second, they both play at home. They really didn't choose Jacksonville. Dallas is probably closer. I don't know. I'm not sure about Texas geography. Anyway, I'm looking forward to Jameis Winston throwing about 3 picks and 4 fumbles. As my man Dan Patrick said on his radio show today, he likes Jameis Winston because he keeps the game close for both teams. I love that quote. That is a fantastic quote. Nothing could be truer than that. I think Jameis is going to turn the ball over no less than 3 times. You can lock that, write it down. I'm putting that on paper. Aaron Rodgers continues his success with the Green Bay Packers and rolls over the Saints in Jacksonville.
T to the S to the G.
Listen, you guys. All right. I'm going to agree with Chief on this one. Now, I'm picking the Saints. So here's the reason why I'm picking the Saints. Rodgers has 1 foot out the door. He did not want to be back this year. And there is disarray in that locker room, whether we know it or not. I think that I just don't think he wasn't there for the entire preseason for all of the voluntary type stuff. So I think he's lost some respect in the locker room. Probably, definitely, the administration. I guarantee you, they would like to get rid of him at this point, but they can't. So they had already signed him, and so I think that the Saints pull it off. I think that they don't know how to play Jameis Winston. I think that the Saints coach is a phenomenal coach, and he's figured out his weaknesses. I think he knows how to use his players, and if he beat out Hill, even though Hill's not a traditional quarterback, but he did win a lot of games when Drew Brees was out last year. So Jameis winning that competition tells me something. And plus, that's just our luck. He would have a great game. And
that's Buccaneers fan luck.
Yep, that is. So,
all right. So I'm going to do something I never do.
You're going to pass?
I'm going to be short and sweet.
Oh.
I'm going Packers.
Okay.
All right. Moving on. Last bit of little NFL here. Let's talk about some bold predictions for the season. And we're not going to go cray-cray. But let's talk about who is your league MVP. We're going to start there. Okay. And then the follow-up question is going to be, what's your Super Bowl matchup look like? So, TSG, I'm going to let you kick us off. Who's your league MVP for the upcoming season?
The San Diego Chargers quarterback, Justin Herbert. This guy is going to have a phenomenal year. And I think we may see them in a Super Bowl matchup.
Wow, man, I did not see that coming.
Yeah.
Wow.
Somebody write that down.
We said go bold. We didn't say go ridiculous. I mean, that was
all right, I'm going to step in next, and I'm going to go with my bold prediction for league MVP is going to be Lamar Jackson. I don't think that defenses have him figured out yet. I think that's a weak division. I think the guy runs up some stats and looks really good, and I believe that he is going to lead his team to some playoff wins as well.
So now both your predictions were quite bold, and is that what we're doing? We're doing players that probably won't, but if they did,
well, listen. Obviously, Tom Brady is going to win the league MVP.
Well, it's not obvious. Tom Brady. I mean, Aaron Rodgers won last year. Aaron Rodgers was the MVP last year, so it's not. Brady isn't the surefire pick, but these two predictions are a little.
They're bold predictions. They're called bold predictions.
So I'm sorry, I missed the pre-show downstairs.
All right, so here's the deal. Pooh Bear, I'm gonna give you another 30 seconds to think about it, and I'm gonna go to the Chief.
All right.
What is your bold prediction for league MVP?
my bold prediction for league MVP is Baker Mayfield. And we are going to see that on week 1 against the Kansas City Chiefs. And I heard Geiger ranting earlier. I heard him. I heard TSG, and I just couldn't wait. I was waiting for my chance here. That is
goodness.
The Browns are a good football team. They are a fundamentally sound football team. They're a well-coached football team, which is why we will also see the Browns again, and we will see the Browns in the Super Bowl against our Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're going to lose, but they're going to be in the Super Bowl.
Somebody get a hold of this guy.
He's too busy making commercials. He's lost in that stadium somewhere.
Oh, by the way,
somebody get a hold of this guy.
Hold on. Gardner Minshew plays for the Eagles now. I found that out.
Okay. Thanks for looking up on the Google. If you need the source of where the Chief got the information, get out a pen and paper. We'll come and give it to you. GOOGLE.com. Everything you need right there.
Oh my
All right, Pooh Bear, I gave you 45 seconds.
You did.
What's your bold prediction?
Yeah, I didn't come up with one yet.
Pooh Bear. I was going to say Pooh Bear is most likely to go defense for his league MVP.
Well,
No,
Somebody on the defensive side of the ball.
I got it right here. You ready? Derrick Henry for the Tennessee Titans. I believe
because he's on your
gonna
fantasy team.
That's one reason, because I
Yes.
really want that to happen. Two, I really think he's going to probably put up another 2,000 yards, probably put up another 15 touchdowns. The kid is fantastic. The Titans are going to be depending on him quite a bit. They've opened up their running game with Julio or their passing game with Julio Jones, which is going to help out with that running game. I like the Titans a lot, and I think Derrick Henry is going to have a fantastic season and be a key contributor to their success. He's the league MVP.
Wow.
All right. So your Super Bowl matchup. We already know Chiefs.
I already shot my wad.
What did he say? I didn't hear. What did he say?
I said
He's
Browns
got the
Buccaneers.
Cleveland Browns versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Wow.
I'm
Does
going to
anybody
tell
have
you.
not had the Buccaneroos, by the way? We can
No.
just go with the AFC team. Okay. there you
No.
go.
Okay. So, by the way, the Cleveland Browns don't even make the playoffs.
Ooh, that's
Wow.
bold.
Okay.
That's
Wow.
bold.
Wow.
TSG, who you got in the Super Bowl
Chargers. San Diego Chargers.
versus your hometown Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
And they play
Yeah.
LA now, by the way.
Listen, Justin Herbert broke the rookie record last year for passing yards.
He did. He had a fantastic season.
You don't know what you got in Justin Herbert. He's diesel.
Diesel. All right, Pooh Bear, who you got?
I'm gonna go Bucks versus Titans. I think that again. I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is. I'm going all in with the Titans. I think the two best teams for me in the AFC. I don't think the Chiefs have got it again. I think they kind of lost it during the playoff run last year. I think this is the time for the Bills and time for the Titans. Both those teams are going to be playoff contenders. I think they're going to push through. I'm going to go with the Titans. I like their team a little better with Tannehill and Henry and Julio Jones, and I think they've got a great team. They already had a great defense. Put it up there. Titans versus Buccaneers in where are they playing? LA.
Who
In
cares?
February?
All right. So here's who I got. Obviously, I think the best team in football right now is your Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Say it again.
It's interesting here. We're all picking our league MVP to go to the Super Bowl, and I'm the same.
Oh.
I've got the Ravens in the Super Bowl
Wow.
versus the Bucks.
All right, I put it
That
down.
is a bold.
Right, write that down.
It's
All right.
purple. It's there forever.
Listen, it wouldn't be a man event show if we didn't have some You Can't Fix Stupid. All right, Chief, we always appreciate you doing your homework for You Can't Fix Stupid. And this week,
Oh man.
you bring us a couple of stories. Share with us what you got.
Well, we'll start with one from Florida. We left Florida last week. We're back this week. So, hey, but listen, we had help with this one. ESPN aired a football game last week. It was IMG Academy versus Bishop Sycamore, which is a school out of
Ohio.
nowhere, apparently. Because here's the deal. It's not a real school. It's not a real football team. These guys showed up. And by the way, they got annihilated by high school kids on national TV. They were advertised as a team with top recruits that are already committed to Division I schools. The analysts during the show, they were like, "Who? We can't really verify any of this information that they're sending to us." Turns out these guys, some of them are junior college football team dropouts. Some of them are 20 years old, and they still got beat against high school teams. But it's fitting, I think, here to say that the initials of Bishop Sycamore are BS, because that is exactly that's what those guys put on
Nice
the field.
call, Chief.
So researchers were able to find out that this is a real online school. They don't have a campus. Their address is somebody's P.O. box in a neighborhood or something. And to top it all off, their coach has an active warrant out for fraud, which doesn't sound good. So
Yeah.
I actually have a conspiracy theory about all of this. Okay, let's hear this out. So it all revolves around IMG and their status. So IMG, if you're not familiar, is a private academy down in Sarasota, not far from where we all live.
That is in the business of training professional athletes.
Correct. Their number one goal, according to their mission statement and all that on the front page, is to train athletes for the next level, meaning NCAA college football. They don't care two flips about your high school education. They just want to be, are you a good player?
The number of current professional athletes who have come out of IMG Academy will overwhelm you.
Yes, it will. They're coached by Pepper Johnson, former defensive end for the New York Giants, who worked on their
and not just in football, in any sport.
Yeah, they're dominant in several sports. So, and with that being said, with their dominance comes a lack of competition. Not a whole lot of teams sign up to play IMG. They're not part of a. In Florida, we have different groups: 5A, 6A, 4A. Depending on the size of your high school, you stick with that group. My high school was a 5A high school. That's a larger school. They don't have that. So they play like a lot of private schools. They play Tampa Catholic, St. Thomas Aquinas down in Miami. They play a lot of schools that produce a lot of talent out of Florida, which we have a glut of. So I think that IMG may be behind all of this. They wanted to play this Hall of Fame game. They set this fake school up to be able to have some talent on the field so they could dominate them 49-0 or whatever the score was, to be on ESPN, because this game was played at the Hall of Fame on the same field that the Hall of Fame game for preseason is always played on. That got their kids to play a trip. This other team was located in Ohio. They didn't have to travel. If you looked in the stands, there were like so few fans, which, I mean, Chief, you were at a game on Friday night. Just in family, there's hundreds of people. You know,
there were thousands there. High school football game, thousands were there. Yes.
Yeah, you play a game with your kids on the field, you go watch. Now, I understand people from Florida may not want to travel to Ohio, but the people in Ohio were going to be there to watch this. There were none. So I think, again, this is a Pooh Bear conspiracy way back in the rotten part of my brain that says that IMG may have set all this up with their strong financial backing in order to get on ESPN to play this game.
Pooh Bear is the champion of conspiracies, by the way.
Only the really good ones.
You know, it's like he loves a good conspiracy theory.
Well, who doesn't like a good conspiracy theory, by the way?
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm with you. Yeah, it's totally crazy to me. I can't believe ESPN would. I mean, listen, how about if you were an advertiser of that game? Do you feel you just took one in the booty?
Probably not. I mean, you can't vet the
dude. Somebody better have got fired.
It's probably somebody at ESPN, unless this is all set up.
But again, the article I read said that there was a third party that pitched this to ESPN. ESPN just bought the idea.
I mean, you're feeding my conspiracy here.
So I was having some doubts about your conspiracy theory, but then I thought about this. Okay, IMG super successful, but I'm going to be willing to bet, countrywide, not many people can name IMG. But after this story is out, they know about IMG. And if you've got a potential, Division I prospect, all of a sudden, you are thinking about, well, I'm going to look this school up. By the way, they just won 58-0, and they've got this, they've got that. You now know about IMG. So IMG, I don't know, man. There's no bad publicity. Is that what the saying is? There's no such thing as bad publicity.
All publicity is good publicity.
Yeah,
chew on that a little bit.
That's
Chief, what do you got for round 2 of You Can't Fix Stupid?
Oh man, so we're leaving Florida. Okay, we gotta go to New Orleans for this one. Where a 911 operator, her name is Precious Stevens. Precious Stevens, a 911 operator. And you ever have a bad day at work and you just feel like, I'm not gonna do anything today. I'm gonna phone it in today. Well, as a 911 operator, she can't phone it in, but what she can do is just hang up on people. And apparently that's what she was doing. She had a bad day. Some guy's calling 911. I don't know what they're saying. My house is on fire. This guy's shooting people. I don't know. And she's like, I don't have time for this today. Click. And just hung up on him. She was hanging up on him 2 days in a row. Yeah.
I heard she asked him one question. And she's like, do you have a big closet in your house? And they said, yeah. And she said, well, hang this up in it.
Oh my god.
Oh, that TSG, that was horrible, dude. I don't know. That was probably the worst joke you've ever told on this show.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
man.
Gentlemen,
So it's best I could do on such short notice. All right.
Gentlemen, except TSG, nice show today. TSG, you were great today. Hey, that's about all we have. We are about out of time, and I just want to end the show on kind of a somber note. The main event lost somebody we love dearly this week. The wife of Matty Ho, Don Carlson, passed away this week, and we just want to let Matt and Noah know how much we care about them, how much we love them, and that if there's anything that they need, we got their back. Rest in peace, Don Carlson.